children. I am happy to see you all once again. Here's your English teacher, Swarnalata Pavluri, School Assistant in English, Government Girls High School, Bandlamitta, Ongole. This time, I have brought you an interesting story about a mischievous monkey called Toto that disturbs all the other animals in a private zoo. Let's see what happened to Toto at the end of the story. This is the second lesson from your supplementary reader for class 9th. The title of the lesson is The Adventures of Toto by Ruskin Bond. Come on children, let's have a glance at the overview of the topic. Overview of the lesson The Adventures of Toto. This lesson is basically divided into 3 parts. In the first part, I am going to ask you few questions related to the topic. This is an intro activity. In the second part, you are going to know about a monkey named Toto and how its mischievous behavior made the owner to sell it back. In the third part, you will get good understanding of the lesson by answering the questions given under the task, think about it and assessment. In this part, you will also do the activities like talk about it and suggested reading. Before entering into the lesson, observe the aims and objectives of the lesson. Learning objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify how difficult it is to tame the wild animals. Recognize what precautions should we take before taking a pet animal to home. Discuss the theme of the story and how it is useful in buying pets. Express personal reflections on the story and how it relates to life experiences. Summarize the key takeaways from the story and its message about how important it is to know the features of the pets. Express your personal opinion on the story and the characters. Analyze the impact of the story on your thinking and behavior in relation with the pet animals. Dear children, here's an important note for you. The lesson is basically taught for the understanding of the story. The supplementary reader is particularly prescribed to enhance your reading skill. Read the lesson, try to understand it, and answer the questions given at the end of the lesson. It is meant for extensive reading, so is designed to promote a love for reading. Before start our lesson, children, let's know more about the author of the lesson, Ruskin Bond. About the author, Ruskin Bond, who was born on 19th May in 1934, is an Indian author. Bond has authored more than 500 short stories, essays and novels, which includes 69 books for children. He was awarded the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. He lives with his adopted family in Landau, Mussoorie, in the Indian state of Uttarakhand. Dear students, before start our lesson, I would like to ask you a few questions related to the topic. Children, now I will ask you a few questions that related to the topic. This is an intro activity. What kind of household pets are common around the world? Absolutely right. Dogs, cats and birds are common pets around the world. What is the role of pets in our life? Yes, pets gives us unconditional love, loyalty and companionship. So, we need pets. Why is pet called pet? Yes, pet means a lamb or other domestic animal raised by hand. Where do pets live? Pets usually live inside of houses, apartments or condos. What pet lives the most? Yes, you are right. Tortoise. Some tortoise species have been known to live for over a century. Children, get ready with your textbooks and proceed to the model reading of the lesson. Children, open your supplementary reader at page number 7. Now you are going to learn about the lesson The Adventures of Toto by Ruskin Bond. Let's start our lesson. I will read first paragraph of the lesson. Listen carefully. Grandfather bought Toto from a Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. The Tonga driver used to keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough, and the monkey looked so out of place there that grandfather decided he would add the little fellow to his private zoo. Now I will read it once again. All of you should try to read after me. Grandfather bought Toto from a Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. The Tonga driver used to keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough, and the monkey looked so out of place there that grandfather decided he would add the little fellow to his private zoo. Now you will know the meaning of the first paragraph. Now let's see the summary of the first paragraph. The narrator's grandfather bought a monkey called Toto, which cost 5 rupees, from a Tonga driver to keep it in his private zoo. This is the meaning of the first paragraph. After reading the first paragraph of the lesson, the story seems to be very excited, isn't it, children? Now let's move on to know the characters of the story. In the summary of the story, let's know about the characters of the story. There are 6 characters in the story. Main characters of the story are the narrator, grandfather, the Tonga driver, Toto, grandmother, ticket collector. Now let's proceed to learn the summary of the whole story. Summary of the story. The narrator's grandfather bought a monkey from a Tonga driver for rupees 5 for his private zoo. The narrator's grandmother fussed when his grandfather added a new animal to his zoo. The narrator's grandfather kept Toto tied with a peg in a little closet which was opened into the narrator's bedroom. Toto had mischief in every part of his body. It disfigured the narrator's bedroom by removing the ornamental paper from the walls, pulling out the peg, and tore his school blazer. So grandfather changed Toto in a large cage in servants' quarters. The grandfather had his zoo in the servants' quarters. There lived tortoise, rabbits, squirrel, goat, etc. So grandfather changed Toto in a large cage to that zoo. But Toto didn't allow them to sleep peacefully. Grandfather had to leave Dehradun to collect his pension from Shahranpur. So grandfather hauled Toto with him in a big black canvas kit bag. When Toto grinned at ticket collector at the railway turnstile, he stopped grandfather at the gate as he mistook Toto as a quadruped animal. The ticket collector mistook Toto as a dog and asked grandfather to pay 3 rupees. But grandfather tried to explain that Toto was not a dog and he also had a tortoise with him. The grandfather asked how much he would have to pay for carrying Toto and tortoise. The ticket collector said that as it was not a dog, there was no charge. Toto was accepted in the house and was moved to stable where Toto continued teasing his new companion, a female donkey called Nana. In winter, Toto was given a large bowl of warm water to bathe in. Once Toto nearly boiled himself when sat in a kettle of hot water. The narrator's grandmother pulled Toto out and saved him. Toto continued his mischiefs, like tearing up the dresses of the narrator's aunt, throwing a plate at grandmother, teasing Nana all the time, etc. Toto ran up to the branches of the jackfruit tree with the dish of palav and threw the dish at grandmother when she had screamed at him. Finally, grandfather had realized that Toto was not tamed easily, so he sold it back to Tonga driver for only rupees 3. Dear students, this is the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed listening the story. Now this is the time to move on to the glossary section of the lesson. Let's go. Dear children, now you will have the meanings for the few difficult words from the lesson. The first word is feeding trough, which means container for feeding. Let's move to the second word. Second word is canvas. Canvas means a strong, coarse, unbleached cloth used for making tents, sails, etc. The following word is peg, which means a small piece or pin, bolt, typically tapered at one end, that is used for securing something in place, hanging things on, or making a position. Next word is turnstile. Turnstile means a mechanical gate consisting of revolving horizontal arms. The following word is quadruped. Quadruped means walking on 4 legs. Next word is scooping up, which means picking up in an eager way. The following word is haunches. Haunches means back part of the body. And the last word is halt, which means carried. Children, now we have come to the end of the story. Next part is assessment. Under this part, you will be asked questions to test your understanding. Meet you there. Children, hope you understood the lesson very well. Now answer few questions. I want you to read the questions carefully and then answer them. Get set, go. Here's your first question. Why did grandfather keep Toto in a secret place? Option A. Because the narrator didn't like pets. Option B. Because the grandmother fussed at him. Option C. Because grandfather's private zoo was full. Your time starts now. Yes, your answer is absolutely right answer. Option B is the correct answer. Because the grandmother fussed at him. Excellent. Let's move on to the second question. Second question is, where was Toto transferred from narrator's room? Option A, to the zoo. Option B, to the servant's quarter. Option C, to the outside of the house. Your time starts now. Yes, your answer is absolutely right. B is the correct answer. To the servant's quarter. Wonderful answer, children. Let's move on to the next question. Here's your third question. How many types of pets were there in the grandfather's zoo? Option A 6, option B 4, option C 3, option D 7. Think carefully and answer me, children. Your time starts now. Yes, option A is the correct answer. Option A 6. Well done, children. Let's go for the next question. Here's the fourth question. Where did grandfather keep Toto while traveling in a train? Option A. In a big black canvas kit bag. Option B. In a gunny bag. Option C. In a cage. Your time starts now. Come on, children. Yes. Option A is the right answer. Good going, children. Option A is in a big black canvas kit bag. Nice answer. Your final question is, how did Toto behave with Nana, the family female donkey? Option A, in a friendly manner. Option B, in a spiteful manner. Option C, in a teasing manner. Your time starts now. Yes, your answer is absolutely right answer. Option C is the correct answer. In a teasing manner. Congratulations, you have given all the answers correctly. This is the end of the task assessment. In the next part, you will answer to the few more questions in Think About It activity. Meet you there. In the Think About It activity, few questions will be given under this activity, which are all global questions designed to help you develop your ability of intelligent and imaginative reading. First question is, how does Toto come to grandfather's private zoo? And the second question is, Toto was a pretty monkey. In what sense is Toto pretty? Here's the third question. Why does grandfather take Toto to Shahranpur and how? Why does the ticket collector insist on calling Toto a dog? Fourth question is, how does Toto take a bath? Where has he learned to do this? How does Toto almost boil himself alive? Now the last question is, why does the author say Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long? Children, try to answer all the above questions. Let's move on to the next task called Talk About It. Now let's come to the Talk About It activity. In this section, a discussion topic will be given to you which take a constructive approach to the analysis of contemporary issues. You are at liberty to interact with your classmates or seniors and integrate your understanding of the given issues. Make a purposeful, personalized and imaginative oral presentation in the class. The topic is, do you have a pet? Is your pet mischievous? Tell the class about it. Let's jump into the next activity called suggestive reading. Dear students, I hope you enjoyed listening to the story of the Adventures of Toto by Ruskin Bond. There are some more books you have to read to enjoy reading under the task Suggested Reading. You will find these books online or you can take help from your teacher to get these books. The first book is My Family and Other Animals by Gerald Durrell. It's an autobiography. It tells in an exaggerated and sometimes fictionalized way of the years that he lived as a child with his siblings and widowed mother on the Greek island of Corfu between 1935 and 1939. Next book is Grandfather's Private Jew by Ruskin Bond. In Grandfather's Private Jew, Ruskin Bond brings together stories and personal essays that speaks to this animal-human equation. He takes us into the world of talking crows, tigers who become your best friends, monkeys with an affinity for pearls, and many more such amusing, often emotional tales. The last book for suggested reading is Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. These stories tell mostly of Mowgli, an Indian boy who is raised by wolves and learns self-sufficiency and wisdom from the jungle animals. The book describes the social life of the wolf pack and more fancifully the justice and natural order of life in the jungle. Dear children, have a pleasant reading experience. This is high time you checked out what you have learned from this lesson. Dear children, now you have to recapitulate what you have learned from this lesson. Identified how difficult it is to tame the wild animals. Recognized what precautions should we take before taking a pet animal to home. Discussed the theme of the story and how it is useful in buying pets. Expressed personal reflections on the story and how it relates to life experiences. Expressed your personal opinion on the story and the characters. Analyzed the impact of the story on your thinking and behavior in relation with the pet animals. Summarized the key takeaways from the story and its message about how important it is to know the features of the pets. Dear children, I hope you enjoy listening this story. Meet you all in the next class. Take care. Bye bye.